What's going on here? You can see that this is matted up here and quite long here, the tangle. The tangle is a little bit longer here, but it's a little bit brushable. It's a little bit looser than on this one. It's wider, but it's looser. So you have better chances of opening this one up than this guy, though it's wider one. This guy is really matted here. And basically anything from here absolutely needs to be cut out to stay on the comfortable side for the doodle. Let me just grab this one this way. So anything from here needs to be trimmed out. There's no way you can open this up the comfortable way since they are so close to the skin. Some groomers would go and jump on these guys with a dematting rake. But in case you do that, since it's so close to the skin and there's no way you can get a good grip between the mat and the skin, then any kind of pulling sensation will end up on the doggy's skin and they're gonna hate grooming, I bet you. A lot. So I would love doodle owners, doodle moms and dads to understand that whenever their doodle is in this stage or anything beyond that, there's no other comfortable way to keep our friendship on a nice level than cutting that hair off, even if it means the short shave all over or partially, like ear, butt, legs, wherever they are. So I'd like you to consider not just the beauty, the look on your doodle, but also their comfort. Because in case we, shall I say, screw up and go with this one and we try to detangle and demat it, it's not gonna work. Your doggy, your doggy will first be in pain while they are doing it, and you're gonna end up spending so much time and money and going from trainer to trainer and groomer to groomer to get your doggy like grooming again, because it's just plain painful. I mean, whenever you're at a massage and then they are going too hard, you tell them, hey, stop it. Whenever doodle moms and dads are kind of pushing their limits and are suggesting very passionately to the groomers to open everything up on their doodle, and the groomer will give in and they do it, your doggy will suffer. You might gonna end up with a good looking doggy who has fluff all over, but your doggy's relationship with grooming and with the groomer will be in ruins. And you're gonna see the result of that whenever you get home, and you're gonna try to brush your doodle out later on, a few days later, 1 week later. You're gonna regret. I absolutely tell you that you're gonna regret, in case you have heart and you can empathize with your doodle, to go and detangle and demat everything like this and on. So I really would like you to understand the levels that there are totally brushed out and combed out, little bit tangles, matted coat, and crazy mats. So you can make a decision like, okay, I can work on these few need to be snipped off and here and there, trickier spots, but the rest can be brushed out. And I want you to understand that whenever, most of the time, if your doodle knows what they are doing, and they say that the doggy needs a short shave, then they mean it because there are too many tangles and mats around, too stubborn tangles and mats around. There's no way we can keep the doodle comfortable and our friendship on a nice level. I like to call it this way because I really want my doggy clients to enjoy what they are doing with me. So whenever, or what I'm doing with them. So whenever this is the case, I'm not doing it. It just doesn't worth it. I'm not brushing those out, not even with the magic wand, because it's not going to be comfortable for the doodle. We need to prevent this from happening. And whenever we get to this stage, then we need to do and go ahead and do a short shave, or at least a snip off. Now let's see other situations when it's a little bit wilder. So anything from here basically need to be trimmed, brushed out. Shorter coat, little tangles, but it's almost perfectly brushed out. This little guy, I want you to pay attention not to the big guns or the big guys, but also to the tiny ones, because these cause pain as well, even though they are tiny. Whenever we see these defined tornadoes in the coat, the more solid color of the coat, and though they are thin, they are very, very thick. You can feel the shape of it. It has a sort of a body. These little tornadoes cause a lot of pain and trouble for your doodle and for you and for the groomer. So everyone is losing. Whenever situations like this are coming up, we need to trim them out. No questions. There's no way I'm jumping on these guys and trying to open them up with the brush. These are way too tangled and matted, even these guys. They are tiny, they are short, they are thin, but they are so tightly matted, they are so stubborn that there is no way I would jump on them with a brush, except for when I have room. But the doodle needs to be super, super cooperative, super mellow, super chill, because it's gonna take a while. A lot of time needed to open these guys up. I need to cut in the mat, I need to brush, cut in the mat, I need to brush. Meanwhile, holding the base of the hair by the skin and between the mat. So it's gonna be very time consuming, especially that your doodle has a lot of these. Whenever there are a lot, I check the doodle's behavior, and in case the doodle mom is really into keeping the coat and the doodle is comfortable with getting groomed for a long time, I may go into trying to open this up. But in case the doodle is not comfortable for getting brushed for that long or staying in one place, let me say that, then I'm not doing it. Short shave. I've had doggy owners who came here and I was like, you see what's going on. And I grab the dog, put them on the table, and show them what's going on in them. I got a blow dryer if needed, and we take a look what's going on. And I always tell them like, hey, you can go and get a second opinion. It's totally fine with me. But I'm not doing it. I'm not brushing it out because your doodle is not comfortable. The hair is at a stage when it's really, really painful in case I would try to open it up. So I'm not. And then they understand much, much better. That's why I have this little board that I can just get it out, and then I can explain like this is going on our doodle, and we take a look at their doodle right there on the spot after they understood this, and then they're like, okay, it makes sense. But it's not just a short shave. They have the knowledge, and from the clean start, they can prevent this from happening most of the times, and it's heartbreaking. The doodle moms leave their doodle at the groomer. They are matted. No one says them a thing like, hey, your doodle is matted, expect a short shave. And then they come and pick their doodle up. And it's like a teeny tiny, super slim, super poodle all over. And then they don't get the information like this is going on and this is how you can prevent it. This is what you're using. This is how often you use it. This is how you use it. So they don't get the solution to prevent this from happening again. And so they don't have the equipment and the knowledge to keep their doodle comfortable between two haircuts, let alone keep their coat nice and fluffy and comfortable between two haircuts. Because it's not just brushing your doodle before the haircut, 3 minutes or 30. That's not going to be enough for most of the cases.